So here we have it, the first official UK review of the Kizilkaya RT25, which is being bought in from Highland Outdoors. And as the title says, it is a copy of the infamous DT11.
I get a plain one, you get a black one. What's the difference?
Oh.
I'm not... No, we'll leave it there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Lovely. Oh!
So before we dive into any of the specifications and what is going to be available on the UK market, I just want to say that the two guns that Highland Outdoors have been very, very kind enough to send me are just the first UK samples. The finished guns will be slightly different with a few little tweaks, both externally and internally. So we are reviewing what we've got here today and not the finished gun. So Kizilkaya are a high-end Turkish gun maker. They are going to be producing probably 15 to 20 guns a year of this DT11 copy. And to be honest, I don't think they could have got much closer. So you've got a DT11 style action with the crossbolt locking system, the barrel flare at the breech end, and it is a drop lock. So as with the DT11, safety forward, open the gun, drop the lock out, okay? Right. Without going into too much technical terms on this, it is very, very similar to a DT11, but it will not fit in one, so please don't try. It is finished really nicely. It is well put together, coated as well to protect it and give it some longevity. Reliability, I cannot give you an answer for because these are the first two guns available in the country. Until somebody gets hold of some of them and starts giving them some stick, it's probably a question that we won't be able to answer for you guys. So there are going to be 4 models available on the UK market. You're going to have the standard gun, obviously standard black, and the standard silver, which we have got here with us today. I quite like the contrast on them. You've got the matte finish with the polish. I think that's really, really nice on both the guns. I do prefer the black, quite like that one. There is going to be the Terror, which is a colour case hardened action. You then move on to the Lux, which is a border engraved, and then the Super Lux, which is fully engraved. Now, the guns are going to start at £4,999 for the standard model, and they will range up to about $6,400 for the Super Lux. As standard, they will come multi-choke, 3-inch chambered, steel-proof, available in 30 and 32. They will come with a 14 3/4 inch adjustable cone stock. It is upgradable. Everything on the gun is upgradable. So you can have wood upgrade. You can have it made to your specification. You can have whatever rib you want on the barrels. Obviously, these options do cost more and the price does start to rocket up from there. So for me, the standard guns that are coming out are probably the best value for money. But for your £5,000, they're going to be presented in a nice plastic ABS case, 5 chokes, and all your gubbins for mucking about with your adjustable comb, and obviously some additional springs for the drop lock. The guns weigh anything from 810 up to about 812, depending on the wood that you have. Now, when I first picked it up in the shop when it came, I didn't like the look of the forend. However, loved the look of the stock. The pistol grip on that is absolutely sublime. It is slightly longer, which suits my hands because I have bigger hands with a nice big pistol grip. But the forend is the thing that has caught me off guard the most. It is very, very square, as you can see there. And I really just thought it was a bit bland and there was no shape to it. But it sits in the palm of the hand beautifully. To top that off, the balance on this one that we have here is absolutely awesome. I mean, there's not many guns you can do that with, especially not for £5,000. So I think the best thing to do now is head out and give them a bash. And this week I am going to be joined again by the shooting god that is Mr. Sean Bramley. So we're going to head out to Brandon Wood and have a quick shot with them.
8 birds up. Yeah.
Drop in.
Yeah.
And then there's you.
Can I go back for another bacon butcher?
I'm making you shoot first all day, mate.
So, this one first.
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul.
Lovely. I'll go first.
No, because at least if I make a mess of it, I don't look too bad if shooting after you.
I get a plain one, you get a black one. What's the difference?
Oh.
I'm not... No, we'll leave it there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah. We'll leave it there.
This is the last video you'll be doing with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul. Can hear it.
Oh, that's all right,
that's one.
Yeah. Over in it. Really fast over in it.
Don't get in my head. Paul.
Well shot.
All that coaching is working.
Thank you.
Right. Do you want to see what we got?
Yes, please, if that's okay.
Right. A bird. Paul. B.
Bang.
Paul.
Can I have,
If you leave that long enough, that tree might
can I
break
have
for
two
you.
of them?
Huh?
Can I have two of the incoming? Paul.
You should have had the one with the shot cam on for that. So, 3 stands in.
Yeah.
Thoughts so far?
Lovely little ground. Yeah, lovely little ground. Lovely little guns.
I, when I mounted it the other week in the shop, thought it was going to be a bit too high. Obviously, the drop is going to be a little bit lower on the guns coming through. But, I don't know. It seems all right.
Yeah, again, sensible. Yeah. Nice tool for people with a different budget. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't keen on the shape of the forend at first. It's very square. But it actually's got a nice feel to it.
I ain't really took any notice. I just grab hold of it, put my hand around. That's it.
And point it in the right direction.
Hopefully.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a difficult one because when you compare it to a DT at, what, 12, 13 grand, it's going to have its drawbacks, but
it still has its place.
It's still got its place, hasn't it?
There. Yeah.
And yeah, the right weight, the balance on it's absolutely spot on. I can't fault it yet, and it's one of those ones that normally you're looking for the faults because of the price point, and I can't find any yet.
It's a good gun. It's a good gun.
Right, let's see if it works on stand 4. Oh. Paul. Boof, boof. That wind's pulling that.
Yeah, just add in a little bit, yeah.
Paul.
Lovely. Yeah. Bang.
Bang. Paul.
Those are out. Bang.
They take a while to get here.
Paul.
Paul.
Pull. Silver Devil.
Silver Devil. Pull. I'm not even sure if I broke that. I cannot give you an honest answer there.
I think there's a dead moorhen over there.
Yeah. Pull. So, as I've already mentioned, these guns are just the first sample editions that have come through to the UK. The guns that are going to come through later in the year are going to have a few little differences. They're going to have a different top lever, and there are going to be a few changes mechanically to the gun, which I hope will obviously make some improvements. What I can tell you is the guns that we have got here at the moment are absolutely awesome to shoot. I thoroughly enjoyed shooting them. It was just effortless. And doing what we do, picking up all the different guns that I get to shoot, there's not many that you come across where you just mould with a gun. And that's what happened when we took these out. The balance, as I've mentioned on these, is absolutely awesome. I mean, they're quite a lump at £8.10. It's a fairly heavy gun for what I'm used to. I know obviously it's fashionable with the sporting now. The guys all want £8.5 to £9. But when you close that gun, that is not £8. It's just, it's a £7 gun. And it moves like a £7 gun. It moves so effortlessly. And it's very hard to describe to people without physically trying it. You know, the feel of a gun, the balance of a gun, the movement of a gun, it's all in handling one. So to put it into words, it's really difficult. But there's just, it was just effortless to shoot. I can't think of a way to describe it for you that you understand what I'm trying to say, but it was just an absolute effortless gun to shoot. The trigger pulls are really nice. They are not too heavy. They are nice and crisp. It's not a long take up. The only thing that I would like to see them do with this gun is potentially try their own spin on like the Stelium barrels. The problem you've got with that is that's where the cost is with Berettas. The Stelium Pro and the new ones, I think, which are the Stelium X, the technology in those is phenomenal. It'd be really nice to see if the guys at Kizilkaya could come up with something similar to that. Because apparently, I mean, the new barrels on the SL2 are absolutely awesome. Downsides. I've got two downsides with the gun. One of them is mechanical. So as you close the gun, it really does go with a clip on the top lever. Now, that is purely down to the fact that it has got a really strong top lever in there. So all that is the bolt locking up onto the bite on the barrels. I don't think they need as strong a spring in that. I really don't. And it does, when you open it, you know, you do have to get some good purchase on it. I think, obviously, with the new top lever being a bit bigger and on more of an angle, that will give you a bit more purchase on the top lever. But I don't think the spring needs to be quite that strong. My other gripe is that £5,000 is about where you're going to be looking for a DT11 second hand. The problem you've got with that is here you're getting a brand new gun with a warranty that has never been shot. A DT11 at £5,000-6,000. The boys that shoot them, they shoot them. They use them for what they're designed to be used for. It's going to have had some stick, but you know, Highland Outdoors are entering in at that price bracket where you are going to be competing against second-hand DT11s. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that you are not getting a 12-gram gun for £5,000. It's just not what it is. And that's not a knock on Kizilkaya at all. You are getting an incredibly well put together gun for £5,000 here. And I think it has its place in the market, but it is not a DT11. It makes it a bit of a difficult market because it is up against second-hand DT11s. But it's not just up against them. It's up against 694s, the Invictus range, the XS Pro, the Pro Master from Browning, which are all well-known guns with, you know, proven history behind them. So entering a gun at the market in this value, I think potentially could be a bit of a challenge for them because you're up against known brands at that sort of money. but I can honestly tell you that they are as good as anything else on the market at that much money. They really were enjoyable to shoot and use, and I really do hope that Highland Outdoors do really well with them. With them being coming through in limited numbers, obviously it's going to make them that little bit more premium. So it's not very often you're going to come across somebody else with one of these, which makes it, for me, is quite nice. I don't know whether everybody else looks at it that way, but having something that is a little bit different to, you're not going to see another Kizilkaya or 3 or 4 of them in a lineup on a sporting, because they are going to come through in limited numbers. But what that does mean is the guns are not rushed through. There is a lot of time and attention put into these guns. So everything like the wood to metal fit is done really nicely. The lock is well put together. It is well finished. There is time and effort put into these guns, and I think that's what makes them really nice. And they have thought about things like the pistol grip. I really, really like that. It's the same with the Pro Black. It's longer. It's a bit more neutral. So some pistol grips, you find that the wrist is slightly tilted. It's very neutral. The hand is very upright. The palm swell is very pronounced. Again, I like that. It might not suit everybody else. The stock length is good. I'd like to see them with a slightly lower comb. You've got the adjustability there to bring it up. So again, for people like myself who like a slightly flatter shooting gun, I think that would be really nice. It's just to bring the comb height down a little bit so that, people that do want a high stock, obviously they can bring it up. Whereas, for people like myself, you don't want to be bending that. Apart from that, I can't really pick any big faults with it. It's been really enjoyable to shoot. And as I've said, it's effortless, which is really nice. It makes the days that I don't have to learn to shoot a gun. I just picked it up, went out with it, and got on really, really well with it. But I do really think that the guys at Highland Outdoors are really onto something with this, and I think it has definitely got its place within the market. So on that note, I'd like to say a huge, huge thank you to the guys at Highland Outdoors who have entrusted me to do the first UK official review on the Kizilkaya, and I wish them all the best. Thank you for watching this week, guys. We'll see you next week with another video. I'd like to take the chance to say a huge, huge thank you to all of our subscribers and viewers, as well as all of our sponsors. None of this would be possible without all of your support. Thank you.